Remain in the after effects of meditation for a few more moments. Just be still and enjoy the peace. Feel the peace in your body, in your mind, in your emotions. Notice. Feel this peace as a warm light filling you completely, from head to toe. And feel that you can share this light with the world, extending it out from you to fill the space where you are. The light of peace, flowing out beyond your home, pouring down the streets and washing over the homes of your neighbors, those who live in your town, your city, your county, your state. Overflowing the imagined boundaries of states to bless our nation, this continent, flowing out over rivers, oceans, and mountains to touch all people in all nations around the globe. Flowing across deserts, through rainforests, everywhere, blessing everyone, every creature, every plant, Mother Earth herself. See our planet radiating this warm light of peace, lighting up our corner of the universe. See all beings blessed by this light and expressing their wholeness. Bringing your attention back to your own individual lives. Expand this peace into any circumstance in your life that needs the light of peace and blessing. To any individuals who need the light of healing. And know that nothing separates anyone from their good. Let's seal this time of meditation by chanting Om, the sacred sound, the root of the Amen. May our thoughts be aligned with Dharma. May our speech be aligned with Dharma. May our heart and our actions be aligned with Dharma. And so it is. Om Shanti, peace. Amen. For those of us who have been studying Patanjali Yoga Sutra together, believe it or not, we come to the close of Book 2. We've completed Pada 1 and 2, and these are the last sutras in Book 2 on spiritual practice or sadhana. The last sutras in this book recap the process of meditation, the steps of meditation. So it begins and ends with that. Last we read the meditation posture should be comfortable and stable. It becomes stable as concentration flows effortlessly and awareness blends with God consciousness, which followed that beautiful excerpt from the Bhagavad Gita about sitting. A practitioner of yoga should steadfastly contemplate the supreme reality in solitude, alone, with mind and body controlled, having no cravings for anything. Sutra 48 follows, and this is from Roy Eugene Davis's The Science of Self-Realization, commentary on Patanjali Yoga Sutra. Sutra 48 in Pada 2. When obstacles to concentration are removed or transcended, awareness is released into infinite consciousness. And we begin the last few that we have not studied together yet, but the practice we have studied together. So I would like for you to just listen as I share these sutras and the commentary, and contemplate when you are practicing these techniques. These are the experiences that should follow when we are practicing with intention. Sutra 49. When the meditation posture is stable, pranayama naturally occurs. Breathing is coordinated and refined, and vital forces flow freely. When the meditation posture is stable, no movement, still, pranayama naturally occurs. Breathing is coordinated and refined, and vital forces flow freely. Roy Eugene Davis says, at this stage of practice, breathing need not be controlled. When it is slow and refined, mental processes become subtle and less forceful. Sutra 50. Modifications of pranayama are external, internal, or still, long, short, or restrained, or regulated by time and number. During early stages of meditation practice, breathing may be external and forceful, internal and subtle, or may stop for a short duration of time. Forceful breathing confines attention and awareness to the senses and to mental processes. When stress is reduced and the body is relaxed, breathing becomes slow and subtle, and mental and emotional calmness prevails. Sutra 51. A fourth modification of pranayama neutralizes the inflowing and outflowing breaths. So the previous sutra mentioned that pranayama can be internal, external, or still. A fourth modification neutralizes the inflowing and outflowing breaths. Sri Davis's commentary on that sutra. when the movements of the two aspects of the body's life force, which are influential during inhalation and exhalation, temporarily stop, superconscious states can be experienced. During the pauses that naturally occur after inhalation and exhalation, a clear state of awareness can be experienced. By recognizing those brief interludes of clarity, it is possible to assume a clear state of awareness at will. Mastery of attention and of states of consciousness is then acquired. Sutra 52. Mastery of that pranayama unveils the reality of the self. Mastery of that pranayama unveils the reality of the self. Sri Davis's commentary. Self-realization is spontaneously experienced when the mind is calm, subliminal influences are entirely absent, and awareness is clear. Sutra 53. It, meaning mastery of that pranayama, allows concentration to flow smoothly. When the mind is calm, subliminal influences are entirely absent and awareness is clear. Attention is not distracted from the object or ideal being contemplated. (54) Internalization of attention is accomplished by withdrawing it from the senses and directing it inward. Internalization of attention is accomplished by withdrawing it from the senses and directing it inward. Your attention, that is. Sri Davis says an easy way to internalize attention is to withdraw it from external conditions, then, mentally, with feeling, bring it up through the spinal pathway to the front and higher regions of the brain. And the last sutra in this section. That internalization of attention provides complete mastery of the senses. Sri Davis says, when attention is fully inward, there is no perception of external conditions or of physical sensations that might be distracting. Because awareness is then entirely subjective and undistracted, contemplation proceeds without interruption. And that would conclude Book 2. I love this section. Do you have to go, Ginny? Oh, I'm glad you were able to stay this long. Have a beautiful day. Namaste. Ginny's an hour ahead of us? Yeah? Yeah. Okay. Okay. I can read your lips. Okay. So I love this section because it is like the condensed version of all of the study of meditation that has come before. It explains the process and what the results of the processes should be, if we practice with intention and regularly, how to sit, why we sit that way, what happens when obstacles are removed. It's basically what to do, what the goal is, and closing with complete mastery of the senses. I'm looking forward to that, complete mastery of the senses. The senses are very useful. We must have them, and they are very useful. And to be the master of our senses allows us to navigate this world in a graceful way. Wouldn't you say? So, as I read through these, I'm sure that you could connect with the different stages of the meditation practice leading to self-realization. The pranayama and the different types, about the inhalation and exhalation being external or internal or still, can be measured by time or number. So, when we're practicing alternate nostril breathing, we are restraining for a moment, we're counting numbers. When we're doing Kriya Pranayama, we are measuring the breaths and sometimes counting the number that we're doing. External pranayama might be one that is intended to energize the body, like if we're feeling sluggish. There are some breathing techniques that are meant to energize the body and wake us up, which I haven't taught you that one yet, but I will, the bellows breath. Their pranayama is meant to cool the body down in case you are maybe having, maybe not now, but having hot flashes, or if it's hot where you are. So there's so many different types that are meant to do all the same thing, to still the mind and to control the senses. Can you believe we finished book 2? I know. But it just goes to show you, everyday practice brings results. So, 3 and 4 are very different than 1 and 2. And wonderful. I think we may either do a book study together, maybe do Autobiography of a Yogi, and then maybe Phil Goldberg's book, which is fabulous, which is The Life of Yogananda. It's fabulous. So those 2 might be fun to do. I would like for us to also return to some Gita study now that we have had all this experience with studying the teachings in this way. It would be very different than when we first did it. So there's many things I'd like to do with you before we go on to books 3 and 4 in the Yoga Sutras. There is a study guide for reading the Gita in a year, which is wonderful. And it is for studying Paramahansa Yogananda's version, which is beyond belief. It is something. It is really something. because he doesn't just tell the tale. Of course, no one just tells the tale, but he includes so much information on Kriya Yoga in the practice. It's really wonderful. So maybe we'll do that. But in this moment, what we're doing is having a time of sharing. So I'd love to hear from you. How you're doing, what's going on, how Spirit is dancing in you. So whenever you are ready.